Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with an inspired video that I just watched on YouTube. It was Robin over at Daisy Journal Company, and she did these epic pockets that are made out of a square piece of paper. She mentioned something about diaper fold. I guess it sort of looks like a diaper, and you'll see that when we put them together, but I do want to make sure that I give her the credit for my idea or my translating this or redoing this. She indicated that she saw it on a Rach and Bella Crafts YouTube channel, so both are definitely worthy of a follow and check out their channel. But I thought I would go ahead and do some for my autumn garden journal. So the autumn garden journal, again, is the grand prize for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway on the channel, which we have already surpassed. We're almost at 2,400 people, and in just a short time. It's just amazing how fast it has happened. But anyway, in order to qualify for the grand prize and the second prize, you need to do a couple of things. So let me talk first about the second prize, since this is not the journal, that's the second prize. That is the Autumn Diary Journal. It is already completed. The playlist is already complete. I believe it has four videos, maybe 5 with a flip through. I'm not sure. But what you need to do in order to qualify for either journal in the drawing is to be a subscriber. Go to each of those playlists, the Autumn Garden and the Autumn Diary playlist, and make a like the videos and make a comment on each video. And basically what I'm looking for there is engagement. So anything that you can engage around. So because we just are after Thanksgiving here now in real time, you could share a favorite family tradition, Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. You could share your favorite kind of journal. You could share a tip for something that you've learned in your journal making journey. So anything that is engaging, because I really like to talk with you guys and get to know you, and I like you to get to know me, because I think that it just makes the world a better place. So let's get going. So what I did is I took some copy paper, just 20-pound copy paper, and just cut a bunch of these. So excuse me for the cough. This one, for this size little, I'm going to make little dangles out of these. The paper is 2 by 2. This one, the paper is 3 by 3. And this one is 4 by 4. And then this one is 8. I believe this was 8 by 8. I'm second guessing myself now, so let me open this. Yeah, this one was 8 by 8. This was my original prototype. So we'll talk about how this goes together here in just a quick second. And then this one is one that I made out of vellum, which I actually really like, even though you can see these lines, because basically you can put some embellishment on the front of this and take away from that look. I used my glue stick to glue this flap down, which worked really, really well. Look at that. You can't see the glue at all. So I know sometimes we struggle with, excuse me, with how to glue vellum down without the glue lines showing. So I have already cut a bunch of pieces. So I've got a piece of vellum in the 2 by 2 and a piece of the kit in a 2 by 2. I want to make a couple dangles just to play around with those. And then I've got, this one is 6 by 6. Excuse me, I did not make a 6 by 6 prototype. This is a scan of one of my mixed media papers using a vintage vintage music page from my stash that I did some mixed media work on, and then I scanned it. So we're going to be using that. This is an 8 by 8 square from one of the kits that I'm using for the journal. This one is also an 8 by 8 from the kit. And this is a piece of vellum 8 by 8. I'm not sure if we're going to do all of these on camera, but we're going to see how it goes. This is some coffee dyed paper that I did just in the last few days that I thought would be fun to introduce We've got some coffee dyeing, and then some stencil, and then some, I believe this was quinacridone Nicolazo gold paint, and then I got a little bit of silver. I'm not real fond of the silver, but I'm not a silver person, like in any way in my life. So let's get going. Let's go ahead and start with the vellum. And I will be inking this as well, but let me just show you how this works first. So I did, when I was watching Robin, I was really feeling like I want to be sure that my angles are straight. So I've got my 12 by 12 mat here to work with. And so I'm going to pull this out because this is the one I made my notes on, ghetto notes here. If you got a you would want to put the colorful side up if you're working with a single-sided paper, is what she suggested. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got this this is the darker paper, the darker side up, and you're going to fold it point to point diagonally. So I found it really easy to pick it up and line it up at that corner like that, and then just come down here and pull that so I could get a really good lining up there. So then I can lay it down and go ahead and crease that out. Hopefully we're straight, pretty darn good. I'm going to grab my bone folder here, and we're going to go ahead and crease this. I'm so grateful for this video, though. I'm always looking for new ideas, so that was really fun. So then what you do is you're going to take this and you're going to fold this tip down to the bottom edge here. But this is the part where I was concerned about whether or not I would feel like I was straight, you know, like I was folding this point to the center of the bottom line. So I'm just using my mat as a guide here. I'm just going to make a pencil mark. Here's my tip, and and it's on a line, and I'm just going to go make a mark here, just a light mark here. We can always erase that. And then we can fold this down. You're going to fold this point down to that mark that we just made, like so. Just go ahead and give that a crease. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and take this. I think I did it like this. Just kind of put it the long way, and then I'm just kind of paying attention to this corner here, and I'm going to fold this in here. I'm actually not liking that on the, I'm going to fold this the opposite way. I'm not liking that faded out look. Well, you know what, let's just continue. It doesn't really matter. We're going to have a lot of opportunity to play here. So sorry about that. So you're going to fold this over, and it's going to be angled here, as she described so very, very well in her video. And then you're going to go ahead and crease that. You want that to be along the edge of that flap that you folded down. I'm going to turn this. Well, actually I'm not. I'm just being mindful of that point there. I had a little bit of difficulty in the beginning, but it got easier as I continued to play. So there's that. Whoops. There we go. So the reason why I don't like this, I mean, I guess it's okay. It doesn't look terrible at all, but I'm not thrilled with that. I would want a double-sided paper. So there we go. So then you're gonna go ahead and flip this flap up, and then tuck these down inside of there, and then fold this down over it, and that's how you get. Oh, I guess that's okay, isn't it? Let's go ahead and do some inking here really quick, if you'll indulge me. I love inking vellum. It is so beautiful. Having a hard time getting a hold of this though. Like, there we go. I don't want to crease that, so that's why I'm being super careful here. I'll just ink this whole thing and I'll be right back. Okay, just finishing the inking on this. It was a little bit complex. You could ink all of the straight edges, and then you'd have less to ink as you began your folding process. But I also do want to ink this edge, so I'm going to unfold this really quick. Just gives us another opportunity to talk about the process, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, so again, we folding these in like so, and then we're folding this down, and that is an absolutely adorable pocket. Look at that. Look at that. So we're going to go ahead and use the glue stick. That worked really, really well with the prototype. So I'm going to go ahead and put some, I'm going to grab a piece of, maybe I'll grab a piece of parchment here because I don't want to get glue on my mat here. And I'm just going to put a lot of glue on this, or some glue. Whoops. Get that out of the way. I was surprised that this glue really held. Didn't have any trouble with it at all. There we go. So let's get that out of the way. And we're going to again fold those in. Sorry for the repetition. And then fold this down. Give that all a good press. And as you can see, there are no glue lines at all. I love that. And I can tell that my putting this down on my mat, and I can tell that my points are matching up. So this point and this point are matching up. It looks really straight. So I love that. So that is our first one. And again, this was an 8x8 piece of paper. So let's go ahead and do the, let's do the 6x6. I'm going to ink this up first. Okay, there we go. So this is a little bit odd because we've got directional paper, right? So some of our words are going to get weird and stuff, but I don't mind that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to fold this corner up. This is a 65-pound paper, so I have a little bit more control over lining up that corner than I do on the vellum or some of the thinner paper. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a good crease. The risk is that heavier paper is harder to fold, as you probably already know. So there's that, and then we're going to go ahead and fold this down. Let's churn that because I want... oh, that's okay. Everything's going to be wonky, so there we go. So now the words are at least going sideways and not upside down. So again, we're going to use our mat and line this up so that our points are going to be beautifully lined up and equal. And I'm going to go ahead and take this tip and I'm going to fold it down to that mark that I just made. And I'm going to give that a good crease. Oh, this is going to be lovely. I already love it. I want to use this one in the journal because it's kind of got the colors. It's got a lot of browns and it's got this really faint pink. There's some pink in the kit that I think is really pretty. So there we go. So we're going to leave that in place. And I'm going to go ahead and erase that mark because we don't need it anymore. And then we're going to go ahead and fold this in. And again, you're not folding to this to have it be even with this edge, but to have it to be even with this edge. And I'm going to ink as I go so we don't have to unfold. And hopefully, yeah. And then we're going to fold again. This is a little bit trickier because I'm working with heavier paper. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold that in, mindful of that corner. And I'm going to go ahead and crease that. This is much heavier paper, so it's going to bulk up. So I would maybe recommend that you do a lighter paper. I don't mind because I allow that bulk in my journals. So, and again, just going to fold that in like so. Having trouble. I'll show you kind of the diaper fold. Why it's called the diaper fold. It does look like a diaper, doesn't it? So because, you know, this is baby, these are the sides of the diaper. So let's go ahead and ink these as well. I don't want you to get lost, so I'll be sure to explain the folds again here since I've kind of moved things around a little bit. So again, we've got our square, we folded it point to point, then we folded this down, we folded these in, we lift this up and then fold these together like that, and then we fold this down like so. I am not really a big fan of this size though because it's only measuring well, I guess it's not too bad. It's It's about 5 1/4 inches wide at the widest point, so I guess that's not bad. Now on this one I couldn't do it with a vellum, but I'm going to go ahead and round the edges, round these corners here if I can, just to give a little bit of a softer look there. There we go. Oh, I love those rounded corners much, much better. So it looks a little bit weird because our music is going in different directions, but it is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my white glue here to glue this, this flap down. Hello, maybe. Robin was also commenting that she did only glue the edges on this flap in some of her work, but she preferred the effect of gluing the whole thing down. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and just close that up, and I'm going to give that a good press. And that is our 6 by 6 size. So let's do an 8 by 8 of the one of the kit papers, and then we'll do some of the tiny ones. Well, let's do a tiny one first since we haven't done that. So this is the one, again, the paper measures 2 by 2. Is that just adorable? I just took one of the tags from one of the kits here and cut it down to use in this little deal. So look at that. Gonna be so cute. So on this, I like the backing. This is coffee dyed digital on the back. So so I do want the bright the print on the top. So again, we're going to fold this up. This is going to be tricky because this is thick paper, but I wanted to use the 65-pound because I'm going to make a dangle out of this. So I want it to be strong. Oh, that's not very straight at all, Cara-Renee. Yeah, that's okay. So there we go. So we're going to go ahead and use our little thing here and get our point so that we're nice and straight. And then I'm going to move this closer so you guys can see. So we're working small here. And then we're going to go ahead and fold this down. Okay. It's tricky. The paper is very thick, so I'm just kind of pushing that up a little bit so that I make sure that it's lined up with that edge. I was a little bit off, and the bone folder will help you immensely with this thicker paper, so feel free to use that. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and ink this really quick. And then we're going to fold this side in. Again, being mindful of that corner. Hopefully you guys can see that. Folding that in, getting it as straight as possible. It's very fiddly because it's small, right? But small is cute. Every time. Small is cute. I'm going to give you a sneak peek here at the end of the video of something I'm going to be making a video of. I think you guys will like. So if I remember... Let me grab the something that I need to put in front of me to remember. Hold on. There we go. Got it now. Okay. So let's see. So now we're going to fold this one up and in. And again, just be mindful of that corner so it doesn't get wonky. Give it a good press like that. There we go. Oh, so cool. So I'm gonna just, I don't think those are gonna show, but I'm gonna ink them anyway. Okay, so then you have it all in this little cute fold. You're gonna fold this in, fold this in. Now, I think in this case, I'm gonna go ahead, because this is so small, it's gonna be a dangle, it's gonna be hanging out of the journal. I'm gonna go ahead and glue these little flaps a little bit too, because that will help everything to stay put, like so. Whoops, yeah. Thought I messed it up. Okay, so we've got that cutie patootie, and then we're going to fold this back down, and I think I'm going to round these corners. So small, look at that. In my little corner rounder. So I need to get this out of the way. I don't know if I can do this. Shoot. I'm going to fold that a little bit just so that I can get this in here. I've got the hand one too, the We Are Memory Keepers rounder, but it's not out right now. So just going to ink those up, and there we go. So this is the front. So I'm going to glue this little baby down. I would say more glue is better when you're using a heavier paper. If it oozes out, just wipe it. I mean, look at that. Okay, we're gonna put a little dangle on. I mean, not a dangle. I'm gonna put my eyelet in. Hold on. This is so cute. I had to order more of the. I like these small eyelets. I don't like these big ones. So I'm running low on my bronze small ones. So I'm gonna fish through here and see if I can find one. There we go. Let's just go ahead and do this. And then what you can do is just hang this off of a page, and it still has a little pocket there. I'll show you. It still has a little pocket. You could stick something in there. So cute. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. I keep this in my drawer now, so I have to make it shrink. Okay, so this is our top one, is our little hole. So I'm just going to put that in there, and I'm just eye spying about there. And it's not exactly straight. It's okay. Perfection is not at play in the studio. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and set that. Give it a good squeeze. And there we've got a dangle. Is that just the most cutest thing you've ever seen? Could have put a little tiny little embellishment on there. Oh, love it. So let's do the vellum one too. We're still doing good on time. So again, I'm going to go ahead and ink what I can as I go here. I really, really love working with vellum. In case you guys didn't know that, I use it a lot on my channel. So this one, because it's vellum, I'm picking it up so that I can really, really focus on that being straight. There we go. There we go. It's not perfect, but that's okay. We don't care about perfection. Okay, so then we're going to use our little trick here to line this up to make sure that our points are going to match. So doing that, and then we're going to go ahead and fold this down. Should have done it the other way. Since I did this, I did one already like this. Yeah, let's reverse this time. So I'm just going to reverse that fold, which means I just need to ink up other things here to be in line. And then we have to make our mark again because, oh, is that the same? Huh. So confused. I guess we'll find out. I had it the other way before. Oh goodness gracious, let's just do that. I know you guys don't like it when I change my mind, so I apologize if that's throwing you for a loop. Okay, so we're just going to line that up as best we can with that point. Slipping away from me. This one will be a little bit trickier because this is vellum. So vellum holds pretty well. I hang dangles off of vellum pages in my journals all the time, so it should be fine. But you want to make sure that you check out what you're doing there so that you don't get a bad surprise. So again, we're going to fold this in. Fold this in. I'll crease everything in a second. I love this diaper fold. Such a funny name for something you're going to put in your journal. There we go. So we're going to open that back up. And on this one, because we are again working with vellum, I'm going to go ahead and glue these little flappy things too, because the glue is not going to show, and just really help that this vellum to stay together. It's a little bit trickier than just regular paper. I'm going to leave these ones, the points. Oh, I like that. I actually really like that. It's different. Doesn't look straight. I bet my point wasn't quite straight, but we're going to go ahead and put some glue on here. I don't want glue on my mat. Like that. There we go. So I am going to continue. I'm going to speed the video up. That way if you guys need to go, you can, and you don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to continue with my project. Okay, let's do this last one together. This time I'm going to do it different because I'm not liking how this one turned out. I don't like that I can't see most of my print. So, and this one was with the print side up, so I'm going to turn it over and try that. So let's see how it goes. So we're going to again fold to the point here. And again, I mean, it's good to get it as straight as you can, but I'm not noticing that it's really making a lot of difference. So, and I want to think this through before I start doing anything else. So this is going to come down, and then these are going to fold over. Yeah, that's backwards, so I want to do it the opposite way. So, goodness gracious, I must have done the other one the other way. So my apologies, guys. So you would want to experiment with what looks good, because some prints, and depending on what's on your backing, you could, you might want it the opposite way. What Robin did when she had paper that was one-sided, she actually did some stenciling on the white parts, which worked out really, really well. So that's going to fold down like that, and then this is going to fold. Yeah, this is what I want. So let's go ahead and ink what we can. I should have inked before I started. It's okay. So I hope you guys will go and check out Robin and Rachel and Bella's Crafts, because I really believe that this kind of inspired by videos is what makes the world go around in this community of journal makers, because we all have different techniques that we've gravitated towards, and when we can share them with each other, it just makes everything better. But I do think it's important to give credit where credit is due. So Robin will be able to, she'll be tagged, because I'll put her name and her channel in my description, or in my title of my video, so people will know that to head over there. So we're going to go ahead and align this up using our little trick. And I think that one I wasn't looking at this bottom line, so I think that was why that one got a little bit wonky. So there's my pencil mark. I'm going to go ahead and fold this down. And also with directional paper, it's not always a bad thing. It just depends on what the paper is. Some directional paper looks terrible with these kinds of folds, but this one I think is going to be okay. So you just also want to be mindful of that reality. So I'm going to go ahead and just crease that up. And I forgot to ink this. Of course, you don't have to ink either. It's just what I love, so it's what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this over and give that a good crease. It's really thick, really, really thick. There we go. Maybe we'll decorate the last one on camera. We'll see. Let's see what we got going on. I don't want to keep you too long. So there we go. We're going to fold that over. Sorry, I'm off to the side. Fold that over, line it up again with this edge, and then just give that a press. Really good bone fold, you guys. It's actually hurting my hands to do this because it's so thick. But I will persevere. There we go. And then I neglected to show you like the girth of this pocket. So when you look at this, now my paper's stiffer because it's thicker, but look at that opening. It's really, really nice. So something also to keep in mind. So we're going to go ahead and glue these sides down. Again, I'm doing this just for the stability of this because my paper is so thick. Probably not necessary, but you'll figure out what works for you when you try it. So we're going to fold that in, fold that in. I would love to try this with some book pages because I really, really need to use book pages. She used some book pages when she made some small ones. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this edge like so. And then we're going to fold this down like so. Oh, I love that. I think this is my favorite. And even though the flowers are going in all different directions, I think it really looks fine. So again, we're going to use our white glue on the whole thing. I think Robin said that she had some puckering with her little pocket because she didn't glue the whole flap down, so you could play around with that for sure. And there, oh, that's not even. Look at this. Oh, wrong thing. I was like, something's off. It's because I was folding both flaps. Silly woman. So let's just get the dimensions on this. I don't think I looked at this before. So this is, oh, this is going to be tricky. This won't fit in my journal. Will it? No, hang on. Wrong. It will. Barely. The Autumn Garden Journal, the widest page I think can only be 5.5. Oh, so that'll work. Yeah. So that's 5 and, yeah, about 5.5. So that's perfect. So there is our little pocket. So I just because I've got this on my desk, I'm going to go ahead and continue and do this last one. This is that coffee dyed paper from my stash. So I'm going to, I want this to show. So I'm going to try to fold. I don't really, again, care for that silver. So I'm going to go ahead and try this here. I'll pick this up and see if I can get this lined up. I know this is a lot of repetition, but I figure I'm doing it, so I may as well just continue. And we've got a crispy edge because this is coffee dyed paper, so that's creating a little bit of a problem there, but it's going to be okay. This is, I believe, 32-pound paper that I did my coffee dyeing on. Usually I do 20-pound or 65 pounds, so I'm interested to see if I'm going to like this. And, oh, nope, I don't want that. Not liking that. Oh, that's better. We'll do that. but then the silver shows there. But that's okay. We're just going to go with it. So let's do our little checking to see if we're all straight here for our points. I will have to ink this here in a second before I start gluing. Oh, that's lovely. I'm not a big fan of the silver, but that's okay. I'll deal with it. So let's go ahead and ink this really quick. Hope you guys give it a try. It's so fun. She also did a really big one with some 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. That's way too big. I don't know what you'd ever use it for other than maybe Happy Mail or something, because it would not fit in a journal. It's way too big. So just a thought there. So there's that. And then, oh, forgot the top. So you could play around with this before you start folding to see what exactly you want to have be visible. I could have done that, should have done that in this case, but let's go ahead and finish this one up. I'm not going to decorate anything. I'll probably do some decorating when I turn the camera off, and I will put those photos at the end of the video so you guys can see what I ended up with. Folding this. This feels like 65-pound paper. I wonder if I'm wrong about the paper that I grabbed. I'll have to see. I'm not a fan of the lightweight paper, though. I'll tell you that. I generally don't like to work with 20-pound paper unless I'm doing collaging or, you know, covering an envelope or something like that. So yeah, just making sure I've got all my edges. There we go. So we're not going to glue those flaps down just for the sake of time. And we're going to fold that down. I actually think that's really pretty though. Really pretty. So let's go ahead and glue this down as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so glad to be feeling better. I didn't mention that. This is Saturday the 26th, I believe, 26th. And I actually was able to put my nebulizer away this morning. So I am breathing well, and I still have a little bit of a scratchy throat and coughing, but I'm a lot better, a whole lot better. So I'm folding this down, and I'm just going to use my bone folder to just kind of really set that glue. And there we go. So let's just put all these up so we can look at them together again, because they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And our itty bitties too. So our itty bitty 2x2. Itty bitty vellum 2x2. This was the one that was crooked. This is the 6x6. This is the 8x8. This is also an 8x8. I need to bend that back. It's wanting to fold. And then our vellum 8x8. And again, that's the paper size, not the finished size. So the finished size on this from point to point is, from the widest point is 5 1/4. So, and then width, height is about, oh, same, about 5 1/4. Yeah, just short of 5 1/4. So that's our vellum one. And then our last one was my own coffee dyed paper. And it is also an 8x8 to start with. So thank you guys so much for coming by. I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.